Alright. We're playing Brawl here. I don't actually remember what we talked about last time with Bap, so hopefully over the course of this I'll remember. Dropping, I like this. You're LOSing. Trying to poke. Alright, this fight was kind of a mess. So, first of all, you rotate back to high ground. Despite the fact that you dropped for a pretty good reason. Like, the Hanzo was peeking, and you don't really want to stay up there against the Hanzo and risk dying, right? So dropping is pretty good, right? And then you lean to this side of the map because you felt like the team was about to fight here, right? And that's fine, right? But when the team starts shifting this direction, you need to, like, equally shift back over here, right? Move this direction, right? And prepare to jump back up to high ground in case, like, the fight moves in a direction you don't like, right? High ground is always your safety net, right? And positioning near high ground gives you a lot of options, right? Then when the fight comes out here, you drop this way, right? But again, because you drop this way, you limit yourself in what options you can take instead of just dropping and playing right here, right? When you play right here, you have the option to go back up whenever you need to, right? Yeah, so you get pushed by the diva, right? It gets really messy really fast, and when you jump, it doesn't put you on high ground and in safety and from a better vantage point to see everything, right? But instead, when you jump, it just drops you right back on the ground and you have to jump again, right? And it costs you a lot of time. And this forces the ammo because you've got a lot of stuff to worry about. Right? And again, you're still not jumping up to retake high ground.
You're fully healed. Amplification matrix charging.
Ooh, ouch. Don't shift it! No! Your Lucio's on heals. It's fine. If VicFat needs any personal training from 29% win rate Platypus and Baptiste, let me know.
Better?
Yes. Platypus is available. Also, don't forget, this is a very common problem for Baps, but you don't need full charge jump all the time, right? How high is this jump? It is not high at all. You just need to basically tap crouch for more than you just need to hold crouch for more than just a basic like press, right? And then jump, and you'll guaranteed have enough height to get on top of here, right? And jumping too high has a lot of risks associated because now you can get shot, right? Okay, maybe not from the Hanzo actually. Are you falling? What? Okay, whatever. I've been consciously working on small jump bounce. Yeah, like you just need to like know how much you need to actually charge the jump, right? If you charge the if you if you overcharge jump, it's okay, right? But you don't. If you jump too high, you'll die. But you still need to jump, right? Just let go of crouch and crouch again, right? And then that will give you enough. That will reset your jump charge, and then you can jump again, right? Forever, whatever height you need. But if you jump too high, like you're asking to die sometimes. In this case, like it's fine because it turns out this guy's getting shielded and this guy is not looking at you. But like this is very risky. Alright, so you need to be backing up and getting ready for the push. So this should involve a jump up to the high ground, right? And play behind cover, and that way you can pick which side of the enemy team you want to peek, right? If you stand here, you're peeking both sides at the same time, you have no control over it, right? So if you play behind this boat, right, you can pick which side you're peeking, right? That's a lot of power. But you need to like again reset because our team isn't like our team more like didn't win the fight. We didn't lose the fight, but we didn't win the fight either. And presumably they have more than us right now because we have no tanks, right? Right. And this is a problem where he can peek you, right? And you have no cover. And if you play back here, you're really far away and you can't really help your teammates over here. So again, you'd much rather play here. And the earlier you set up here, the better, right? That shift's not necessary, right? Like, you don't want to preemptively do this unless you storm arrows, because storm arrows is like much more likely to be more consistent like damage. But until you get shot, right, or a storm arrows, you don't want to pop shift. Oh, thanks for the follow, Evolution. Yeah, and look, right, you're standing here, no cover, right? This is very scary. Alright, again, right, if someone flanks right now, you just die, right? So again, when you're about to push up, when you're playing here and you're going to push up, don't walk this way, right? Jump up and over and peek this like this, right? It's just a lot safer. Right, you're over prioritizing damage also a little bit, right? The goal is to be able to do both, right? But if you can only do one, you need to pick what's more important at the moment. I just promised to Discord implement TT. I don't even know how that works, but I'll try. Yeah, you need to pick whichever one's more important and prioritize it, right? So you want to do both, right? But you can't decide to aim over letting your Rhine die, right? You got to focus on healing your Rhine, and if you can shoot shots in the meantime in the general vicinity or generally at the lamp and do some damage to it, that's what you're aiming for, right? But you can't just you can't shoot, fully aim, and then have your Rhine just dying in the meantime, right? You got to keep healing your Rhine. That's like whenever your Rhine takes a lot of damage, like you need to focus on healing him and then shoot and try to aim with what you have left, like mentally. But the priority is hitting your heal shots. So I think one thing you've been struggling with is you kind of have a difficult time prioritizing what you want to do. So you just kind of like move your mouse all over the place. You get your wires crossed. Sometimes you fire the wrong shot at the wrong person. But it's important to note that like have a priority in with every given set of shots, right? Between your heal and your damage, right? Your left click and your right click. So if your priority is healing, right? Heal. Make sure you hit the heal shot, right? And then shoot your left click anywhere, right? Literally anywhere. If you shot into a wall, I wouldn't care as long as you're using it, right? But then if your priority is like shooting and you just want to give some residual healing, right? Then you aim your shot and you just flick and you shoot your left click in the or your right click in the general vicinity of your team. If you hit it, great. But like you gotta know which one's important at any given time, and there needs to be a choice there, right? So right now, the choice here is for your Rhine, and he needs the healing, right? It doesn't matter how much you want to shoot the enemy team, you gotta heal your Rhine, right? So if that's the case, right? I don't care how much damage, like how accurate you are with your left clicks, you need to heal the Rhine first, right? I'll probably talk about that a bit more. This is whatever you're making sure it's like now you're concentrating healing your Rhine, and that's fine. But you completely give up on your damage to do this. That's a little sketch. Don't go this way, right? Like again, right? If you need cover, go this way, right? And you can still heal your Rhine around the corner, right? One of the advantages of BAP, you can heal people around corners, right? Or back up over here, right? And be less pushable, right? Because but if it's too late to back up to cross, right? It's just too late. You're not gonna make it, so there's no point in trying. Right? If you got pinned there, that's a fight. That's the fight over, right? You just can't take the risk. Right? Again, like you can't decide what to do, so you just like shoot, right? But like pick something, right? So right now your team is beat, so you really don't have to worry about healing. So you can full on shoot if you want to, and just kind of shoot right clicks in the general vicinity of your team, right? But like, see these heal shots? These heal shots need to be accompanied by flicks, random shooting, hoping you hit something, right? And then going back to heal. Concentrate on your heal, but put some right click out or put some left click out there, right? Right? You could be shooting that diva, right? That shift actually, I don't think hit your Rhine, but right. You see how you kind of only do one or the other, right? It's good that you're switching between the two pretty regularly, but you want to try to be, if possible, do both with an emphasis on one or the other. Like, don't try to do both equally well because that's really, really hard. I can't even do it. Like, it's actually so hard. But you can do both at the same time, even if one is just kind of like whatever, right? Those shots, whatever. Your team doesn't really need healing, so you can do whatever.
All better. For now.
Also, stop healing and reloading when your team is full health.
My ultimate is charging.
Again, like this is you see how you back up and you fully concentrate on healing, but like you don't even need to, right? No one on your team is taking damage. Your Ryan's holding shield, so just stand here, shoot. And if you think someone might be taking damage, just look down, shoot, heal, right? Heal grenade, right, and go back to shooting, right? This is the case where you can emphasize on aiming, right? On or you can emphasize shooting and heal second because as an afterthought, because like no one's really likely going to take a lot of damage here, and if they do, right, it'll mostly be chip. just you keep leaving your position behind, and it's so awkward. Right? You just like put yourself out here, and then that forces your lamp, your shift, right? Your team kills them, but like, did you do anything by distracting them on the other side of the wall, right? Like, I don't know. Very Mucka-esque. Oh, okay, that's the wall. All right. Yeah, you kind of just keep walking into people. It's very awkward. Oh.
Get in here.
Score 0-0. Switching.
Get in here.
Ready for battle.
Okay. 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 Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay. We got there. Oh, somebody died. Okay, so we talked about this from a micro standpoint. Like, look at how you heal and shoot here, right? Yeah, I think I went a little too far back. All right, so this is awkward healing. So like you have a tendency to just like heal to like confirm that they're okay, but it's like Moira spraying when like your team didn't take damage, right? You're just kind of wasting resources. And your resource is like a little less obvious than it is with Moira. But now the fight's about to start and you have 5 shots, right? And you need to find a time to reload before this happens, right? And this is the problem with overhealing or just healing to like make sure they're going to be like healing is like a safety measure. Like you did that a lot on defense as well, right? We just kind of heal people and reload, and then heal people and reload, even though no one had taken any damage, right? And it's like it's okay for people like missing a little bit of health as long as it doesn't kill them, right? So over here, Dan's actually full health. You're shooting and not reloading, and that's a big problem. But ignoring that issue, let's look at how you actually heal, right? So you shoot. Dan's taking damage now though. So you again, the priority is to be healing Dan first, shooting second, right? If you hit any shots, that's great, but you want to heal first, right? But you see how you still like you fired like 3 shots there with left clicks before you go back to healing, and then once you start healing, you never shoot a right click again or a left click again, right?
Get in here.
Yeah, so you miss 2 shots and then you emote, right? And you're just panicking so much that you're not hitting anything. If you're worried about hitting these shots at range, first of all, like if you just aim high, like you'll hit even if you hit the wall behind them, you'll get healed. And second, if you're really concerned, you can jump, right? Both to ensure your safety, right? And also, it's a lot easier to hit the shot, right? And the land, right? Just jump. Like it doesn't even need to be a big jump. You just need to get about this high to make the shot really easy, right? Oh, yeah. So you missed like kind of everything there, to be honest. But like again, like as soon as like you concentrate on healing, you just straight up never shoot again with your left click. And that pressure can really matter. But in this case, like obviously, like if you're gonna concentrate on hitting your right clicks, you actually just need to hit the right clicks, which is kind of awkward.
Regen burst.
All right, you got lamp. Is that enough to live? That is enough to live though. Lamp OP. All right, so again, when we're rotating, right, as the team looks like they're going to go right side, right, jump up to high ground, right, and they decide to go left side, then you drop and go and then swing left, right. But initially, just go high ground, right, and that's good. You're going to do it. But you didn't need to drop, right? They kept going right side, and then you drop, right? When like this sees is perfectly fine, right? This is great. This is where you want to be, kind of. Just be careful of getting LOS on the left side, by like a McCree or something. Yeah, you don't need to drop here. You just expose yourself to risk, right? If you get shattered, right, you can only save them if you're up here. If you're shattered down, if you're shattered down with them, you're just gonna die. Oh, he's really close too. Ah. Tito, stop bubbling on cooldown. Find someone to actually bubble first. Alright, you see how you're spinning around it in Crisis all the time? And like blowing cooldowns to save yourself? When you could have just been up here and been like, okay, heal, heal, heal. Okay, drop back a second, drop down. heal, heal, heal. Okay, go back up as my team pushes back in, right? Like, it's just so much easier if you don't like compromise your positioning first. That's a widow top. Someone needs to call it. Someone needs to call it. All right, nice, good job. Good window. Again, like keep healing, right? You're not gonna miss that shot on Dan, right? You're just aiming at the corner anyways, so just shoot the right click and then go back to shooting left click, right? Yeah. Use all your ammo. Alright. Is it usually like a good idea to counter window? Generally not. Mostly because their window came up first, and they're just going to like if both teams just sit there trading fire out between windows, the team that windowed first usually just wins because they got more damage out earlier, right? And they're usually also more prepared. Yeah. I mean, if like you have like a bastion and you have an immo behind a corner or something, right? Then obviously that's fine, right? Like if you have the ability to immo behind a corner with the bastion already like setting up as you window against their window, right? That's whatever, right? But in most cases, like you kind of don't want to window a window. Unless you're like wall. If like you wall the window and then you counter window, that's totally fine as well. But again, that's not really the window countering the window so much as the wall countering the window. Alright, I think I'll end this here. It's a lot of the same issues for you. So like you need to think about how you can mix in high ground into your rotations to make them like smoother and more efficient, right? So like this is a good rotation to high ground, right? And then you drop. Like why did you drop? You didn't really need to, right? On this side of the map, right? If you instead of like running over here across the map and risking dying to a McCree or something, you can just like rotate up to high ground and feel pretty safe most of the time, right? If a diva pushes you, then you drop, right? And if she tries to drop to chase you, then you just go right back up, right? And you have shift for yourself to save you, right? So be more like not open, but like be more aware of high ground as a possibility for as a movement option, and just you want to position next to high ground in general to make this more to have the option available, right? It's like how Lucio always needs to play next to walls, right? Because if he plays out in the open, not only is it just bad in general as like a concept, but also your mobility is gated by walls, right? As a Lucio, so if you do not have walls, you just straight up cannot go anywhere as Lucio. Whereas like being next to a wall just unlocks what you're capable of, right? As Lucio, and same thing for Bap, right? Being near high ground unlocks movement capabilities you didn't have just by standing on low ground, right? So just play near them, and so that way you have the ability to go up if you need to, right? And second thing is work to be able to just like prioritize like try to understand like when you need to prioritize which shot, right? The right click or the left click, right? And then don't give up on doing both unless like you really need to focus on one, or you have like you're in position, for example, if you're chilling here, your team's fighting here, right? And the enemy team's here, you can't shoot the enemy team, so don't even bother, right? Just heal, right? But like mentally learn to prioritize one, and then just kind of make sure you're just doing the other as like an afterthought, right? Just make sure it's happening, and that you're not sacrificing one for the other, if it's important, right? So if you need to heal, right? If you're sitting here and you need to heal your Rhine, right? You need to be able to like first of all like prioritize like what you need to do to hit your Rhine. Don't panic, and then second, right? Make sure you don't forget to left click, right? While you're like concentrating healing your Rhine, right? So understand when you need to do which one, right? Healing or shooting, right? Or damaging, I guess, DPSing. Prioritize one or the other, but do both whenever possible. So overall, hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. If you get to this part of the video, DM me what 9 times 2 equals.